Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of First and Last. My name is Josh, and with me this week I've got Jimmy.
What's up?
And special guest, Jeffy.
That is right. I'm back. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Hey, everyone.
When were you here last? Do you remember what show it was?
I don't remember what show it was. I feel like the majority of the shows I've come back to watch are like the mid-90s sitcoms.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been pretty great. So I really hope that trend continues.
Well, so here's the deal.
Step by step.
I did pick a show, and it might fall somewhere near that, and
Love
I
that.
didn't know that
No
you were
way.
coming for sure.
I will say this is the first
No
time
way.
I've come on the show where it's been a complete mystery. Usually you guys wouldn't text me to come on, which usually is almost every week, but I was able to kind of fit you guys into
Yeah, you've been busy for 270 episodes.
But yeah, usually give me a heads up, and so I'm kind of excited. This one's just kind of a mystery until you say it. But
In a second, unless you have like really good vision, you were looking at my phone.
I'm on
right
the
now.
edge of my seat like Joe over here. So
Yeah, while Joe's gone, he's somewhere in San Diego hunting whales, I believe.
Yeah, he's
Ooh.
endangering whales. Him and Claire.
But we can all agree he sits weird, right?
Yeah, he's kind of a weird sitter.
Hi, Joe. Hope you're listening.
yeah,
But this will be fun. Hey, Jimmy, since Joe's gone,
Oh God,
what is First and Last the podcast? Just in case someone loves this show and clicked on
I
it.
don't know. Listeners, you help me out.
This
Right
is-
in.
This isn't a two-way
Oh,
thing.
the part where we take calls?
Shoot, yeah. Can I phone a friend? Can I call Joe?
He's probably on a plane.
We watch a pilot of a TV show, oftentimes one that we've seen none or very little of, and we watch it and we, base our reactions off
This is going well.
that one episode. We make some predictions and watch only the finale, and then we decide, whether that was a good way to do that or not.
you definitely have sold it like you've done 200 plus of these. So
Yeah, it's like he's done this over and over and over again and not just thinking
This is
of
not
what he
my
does.
bit. This is Joe's bit.
And-
Listen, listeners, go back to last episode, forward like 5 minutes for Joe's description of what this is that we're doing.
I mean, in all fairness, Joe has never said the same thing ever.
I love that. Keep everyone on their toes.
So you could just copy paste that in there and no one would know.
I'm not going to. I'm going to let you stumble through it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to hear what you say next. Love it.
Jeff, what do you think we do in this show?
I was going to go as quiet as possible.
Dead air. But
Well, here's the deal. I picked the show this week, and I almost can guarantee Jimmy is going to be like, we already did this show once I say it. And I can tell you right now, I checked the list.
Okay.
So as long as you've been updating this
Well-
list, this is a new show.
I think I have.
All right.
Ben.
Well, we'll find out.
yeah.
Well, this show, just to kind of, grease the wheels here, Jeffy.
Hey, don't say the title right away.
Oh, I'm going to tell you when it was released.
Okay.
It was on NBC,
Mm.
March 21st, 1995,
Oh,
through May 4th, 1999. That would be a mid to late 90s show.
that 5
Wow.
seasons?
5 seasons, 97 episodes. Almost.
Oh, almost got
syndication.
that.
Oh.
Almost got it.
Okay.
Bummer.
I mean, the minute I tell you any of the people that were in it, you'll know the show. I'm almost for sure. Let's go with I was gonna go. Andy Dick was in this show.
Oh, wait. We haven't done this?
Dave Foley was in this show.
No, I know. I can picture the show.
The
I just-
late great Phil Hartman was in this show.
James. Well, not Phil Hartman, but oh yeah,
Everybody's
R.I.P. Phil
favorite
Hartman.
podcaster, Joe Rogan, was in this show.
I've been watching through The Simpsons very slowly, and every time Phil Hartman comes down, like, oh, it's so sad. It's a sad story.
Yeah, so
News Radio is one of my
Okay,
favorite
I
shows
get-
of all
I-
time. Let's do it.
it's one of your favorite shows of all time.
Oh my gosh, it's
It's
so
funny it
good.
was news radio because I kept thinking it was like a news, like television news
Oh,
show,
okay.
and I'm like, that doesn't seem right. So news radio makes sense.
It
News
is
Radio.
so fantastic.
I feel like NBC at that time frame, everyone's playing second fiddle to like Friends, right? Was Friends NBC?
Sounds right to me.
Yeah, and
Was
that's I think prime Friends.
Friends is one of those shows where when it was on in real time. I don't remember watching it at all.
Oh, no.
But I also don't really ever remember watching an episode of Friends. But if you turned it on, I would be like, oh, I know this show.
Yeah.
I know this episode. I know every single episode.
He watched 0 Friends, but he watched every episode of News Radio. And he's like, damn it, I'm having these guys watch it. No, I'm just kidding. He hasn't watched it.
I watched a lot of News Radio. I'm sure I didn't see all of it, but
Kathy
So I was
Griffin.
right.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of it. There was one episode that we won't watch for sure, but it was like a parody of Aliens that they were on like a space station for like one episode. I don't know if it was a Halloween episode or something like that, but
I don't remember
like
that.
the newsroom like station area, their floor became like a space station. I don't know why they did it. But I remember that still to this day.
This might have been definitely one of like Phil Hartman's like early things post SNL. He plays like one of the news jockeys, one of the actual people on the air. But most of those characters that you listed off are not actual news like anchor people on the radio. Like David Foley
like Tex.
he's like in charge. He's the boss. I don't know. He's in charge. And if you've ever seen his character, like the principal on It's Always Sunny, I just feel like that is just an aged up version of this character on News Radio. He's just like kind of like there's all these antics going around him, and he's just like, God damn it! Like he plays the straight man very well. Also, Kids in the Hall is genius.
Well,
Watch
of course. Well, and then like Stephen Root is in it.
Ah,
I mean,
James, the man so nice. They've named him twice.
That's right. Andy Dick, of course, and he's a freaking character.
Yeah.
Mara Tierney. Is that how you say her name?
From MIB.
That's where when you hear her name, you think MIB
Well,
and
no, I
not
think
News
News
Radio.
Radio.
Okay.
I think
thinking
News Radio.
is she the gal in?
She's the gal in
from
Men in
the-
Black. I think, right?
Yeah, that's
She's
her.
also the gal in
No.
Semi-Pro,
What's
if
that?
you've seen that. Is she not?
She's like the main girl in
Is
the
she?
show.
She looks like the gal from ER. Who am I thinking of?
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about?
In my mind, I can picture it for
There
some
are
reason.
so
I've
many
seen
people in
4
ER.
episodes of ER. So
Okay.
There's
well,
so many
yeah, there's a
people
lot
in
of people,
ER.
but she doesn't look like George Clooney, Jim.
Wait, she isn't from ER. Abby Lockhart.
she is the girl from ER. Okay.
That's
well,
why she
everyone
looks like
has
her.
been on ER, so
That's why she looks like her.
probably.
She is her.
Somehow that works out, right?
That makes sense.
I did it.
And then my like adolescent brain thinks Vicki Lewis, who's like the secretary or administrator of the office. I always think like Kathy Griffin every once in, and I'm like those are 2 different people. But like my 90s brain going back, I'm like
I feel like the cast you listed off is like prime 90s cast.
yeah.
Like that is like you can't really I feel like say much of they've done since the turn of this century. Just
Well, and then speaking of even more prime 90s cast, which will come at this I believe in the finale, but when Phil Hartman passed away, because I think he died in 98 and the show went to 99, John Lovitz joined the show.
Oh, that's right. By the way, I have a retraction. It is not Linda Fiorentino is the gal from Men in Black, but she was the main gal in Liar Liar,
Yep.
and also Semi-Pro. I don't know why that one. I feel like I talk about this movie and no one's seen it, but it is so good.
There was a time
It's the
where
Will
Jimmy
Ferrell
watched
basketball.
a lot of Semi-Pro.
It's a good flick.
It's so Woody Harrelson. Oh,
Yeah, it's good.
Is there like a grizzly bear or a bear in that movie
they
at some
do.
point?
There,
Absolutely
Will
is a
Ferrell
bear.
fights a bear. Yeah.
That's what I remember
True
about
story.
that show. Basketball
It's based on
and
a
a
true
bear.
story.
Basketball, bear.
Battlestar Galactica.
Nice.
Did you watch any of this, Jeffy?
I have not seen any of this. I feel like I've seen like pictures of like, because one, I'm like Andy Dick. I feel like has not done a ton of like actual TV shows.
Yeah.
And so I know I've seen like pictures, and that's why I was like, all right, a news show sounds. But what's the one I feel like the one that kept popping in my mind too is the one that had David Spade in it for a while.
Oh, Spin City.
Spin City?
No, Spin City's not.
The other,
But that is the one. That's the show I watched last time.
But it's
was
the
Spin
other
City.
one.
Oh yeah. Oh, and yeah, the other one about the magazine.
Yeah.
What is it called?
I love it because when
That's
you
gonna
think
bother
of
me so
when you think of
much.
that, you think of Spin City, and then you go, "Wait a minute, no, it's the other one," and then
It's the magazine.
and then you
line.
forget.
But regardless, no, I have not seen any of this. So I think I'm kind of excited because all the other shows I've seen a clip or for sure a few episodes. This one is like fully new. So, I'm excited
sick.
because what Jimmy left out was I'm excited to, say 3 predictions after watching the first episode and seeing those predictions come right after the last episode. So,
Well, we do 4 now, so you're
my
wrong.
God.
No, we'll let him do. He can only do 3.
Yeah, I can only handle
Guess
3.
guess haven't
I
earned
can only
4.
handle 3.
I feel like sometimes we let the guests do more than 4 because
All right, well,
maybe that's just
it.
Claire.
I'm
though.
doing 10, and you all have to sit through it. So
He's like, I wrote a book while we were watching this 22-minute episode, and I'm gonna read it to you right now.
Just shoot me. Gah! Is the title
I was
of
gonna
that
say that's
show.
the title of the show.
Also shoot me that I can't. Joe Dirt, the TV show,
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
is what you were thinking of.
All right. Well, okay. So
Next,
Pilot. Let's do it.
pilot. You know,
We
it's
know
called,
it's
you know
called
it's called
Pilot.
pilot. It's called pilot. So let's find out what they're
course
doing
it is.
over at WNYX
Ooh.
News Radio. It appeared one day before my 10th birthday, March 22nd.
you've always had a connection to this show.
I know.
Wow.
It was like it was on, and then I was born, and I was like, "Show me that show."
Yeah.
I could talk.
10
right
years
away.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's finally happening.
10 years, we'll show you this
I can't wait. Yeah, March 21st, 1995. It's called Pilot. So let's watch it, and we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the pilot episode of News Radio. Jimmy, do you have a write-up?
Here's what I have.
That's how Jimmy vapes. Vapes. You vaping?
Okay, so the Wikipedia has a thing, but
they do?
very little bit of it.
Mm.
I looked at the IMDb one, and it was some random email, and it was hot garbage. So
Nice. Sometimes those are the best, though.
what? Yeah, sometimes they're not bad. This one starts.
This one was bad, though.
Dave Nelson, a guy from Wisconsin. So I'm not going to continue reading
So
that.
far, that's spot on.
That's
So
true. I mean, that's true.
I thought he was reading the username of the person who wrote it.
That was
And
like-
their username was Dave Nelson,
Dave,
a guy from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin
username,
native Dave Nelson arrives in New York to start his job as the news director at WNYX. His first task, fire the old news director. And then it just goes on to say who's starring in the episode, and that neither Joe Rogan nor Condi Alexander appear in the pilot.
It's pronounced Condoleezza Rice.
So there are 2. It also goes on to say that Ray Romano was originally slated to play the electrician, like Joe Rogan type guy, and they mutually agreed that he was not a good fit for the show.
And then he went and did the.
And then he became
Everyone Loves Raymond.
famous.
I was to say, yeah, when was that? Like,
Every time I'm like, oh, that show's
I mean,
in the 90s. It's probably early 2000s.
This aired in 95, so the pilot was probably shot in 94. You know,
Well, when
they probably, shopped it around. I'm sure it says that in this Wikipedia somewhere. Anyway, Dave Foley comes in as new guy, and he's following around James, who owns the radio station, and he's quite the character and kind of is giving him the runaround. And then eventually he finds out he's supposed to fire the guy he's replacing, which obviously does not go well. And yeah.
and
Shenanigans
hilarity
ensue.
I was
ensues.
gonna say, and chaos ensues.
I mean, I guess right away, Jeffy, I want to know, as someone who's never seen this show, really thinks about what just happened. I heard some lulls.
I think some of my laughter is just like it's pretty funny with just how 90s of a show, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah,
it just followed a very typical show, like sitcom laugh track. Oh, here's a quippy one-liner, things like that. But that's the one thing with this show. It's why it's a lot of fun to come on here and do this podcast is because like the amount of shows I've watched where I'm like, I know I watched this show and I remember really liking it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watch the pilot and I'm like, man, as a producer, how would I ever be like, that one's going to be a hit. That one's going to last 97 episodes exactly. Because watching this, I'm like, this is the first one where I'm like, I feel like there was bones that I could see. All right,
Sure.
we could, make this a half-hour
Yeah.
sitcom and people will laugh. And, again, when we talked about the cast before the first episode, I mean, it has a pretty stacked 90s cast, kind of either coming into their own or, like you said, like Phil coming off SNL. Like, I think he was a pretty household name. So right there, get the viewers. But, yeah, it was just one of those that I think just classic hijinks and fire your own. And, yeah, I don't know. For what it was, it had its moments. Wasn't the worst I've seen.
Phil Hartman as just kind of like a stoic, just
I think his lines are the ones I legit laughed at, and it was just because his delivery.
Yeah.
his delivery is great, and he'd be in a scene, but he wouldn't be in the frame
Yeah.
for a minute, and then he'd say something, and the
just
camera would pan a little
arrived.
bit, and he'd just be standing there, and he'd say something like quippy. He'd be
It's
like,
like he'd be on set and he's like, I'm going to just improv a line here, and we'll see if the camera gets me.
there's got to be some place that there's just like hours of just him just saying things over and over again, and they're all slightly different to like the scene. And then I liked Dave Foley's, like, you wouldn't think about it, but I kind of just thought about it now while you were describing that, is like almost his like physical comedy in this episode, because he did such a good job of acting essentially horribly frantic the entire time, and his kind of like going back and forth in like short spurts and just like freaking out a little bit without saying anything.
When he started packing the guy's box that he was gonna, because he finds out that the news director he's replacing quits 3 times a week, and when he says he quits and he starts packing his box and he gets so excited that he starts helping him pack his box, that was excellent, classic Dave Foley. And I think that's an interesting part about this show, is that you have all these characters and their like thing are all different. Like their form of comedy, like Andy Dick, there's nobody like Andy Dick. His brand of comedy. I mean, maybe like
Carrot Top.
oh God. No, I was gonna say who's the
No, that's
weird
Kathy Griffin. That's in the picture. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh wait,
Fred
that's Kathy Griffin.
Green.
Dang it!
and even Kathy Griffin, she's just like super straight face sass.
That's not Kathy Griffin.
Yeah, that's not Kathy Griffin. I
Not
don't think
Kathy
she's in
Griffin.
the
Why do we
show.
keep saying? Why do we
I
keep
don't
It's
saying
a
that?
it's a Vicky Lewis.
Yeah.
Beth is her character.
Yep.
Just
Just a 10-year-old me didn't know the difference back in the day.
got it. And then
Oh,
obviously
yeah, that's
Stephen
10-year-old
Root.
Josh hoping Kathy Griffin was in the show. He's like, oh, I really hope.
I don't think I've ever hoped Kathy Griffin
No,
was
you
anything.
did. You did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why'd you have to
Kathy
tell him?
Griffin was in something. What was that show?
She wasn't something.
The lawyer.
Probably a few
It's a
things.
lawyer show.
Ally McBeal.
No,
You just said lawyer,
It was a one woman's name show though.
Kathy.
Reba.
Oh God.
Jessica.
Yeah,
pretty
and
up.
Phil
Samantha.
Hartman, he does his very specific brand of humor. It's kind of like, did these characters get, or these like actors get to write their own characters? Because it felt like I'm sure that's not possibly true, but it felt like they all were able to really put themselves in. Like Phil Hartman really did Phil Hartman things, and Dave Foley really did like classic Kids in the Hall type
I was gonna
comedy
say,
in there.
Watching that, I was like, I haven't seen a ton of Dave Foley stuff, but like, obviously I recognize him. But you just said it, like when he was doing his character, I was like, that seems like every other character I've ever seen him in. It's that classic, like, Jason Bateman being Jason Bateman, things like that. But I again, with like Maura Tierney, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll go with that.
She seemed very much like the same character in Liar Liar.
Yeah. And also Semi-Pro. I'll just keep bringing that up.
There you go. I will actually say, though, I thought Phil Hartman was like a little bit different, but he just has that radio voice
Oh yeah.
that
Yeah.
I think
Perfect.
with his comedy, it fits this show, which is maybe why I think he's different than other things he's been in.
That makes sense.
When the other characters, I'm like, that seems very on brand for what, as an actor or actress, what they do. But yeah, I don't know. I thought Phil Hartman was good.
The lady who plays Catherine, who's the other like full-time like on-air newscaster
oh, right.
on the other side of Phil Hartman's character, she's like really good in this show, but she was basically non-existent. She was like there.
Well, the
He's in
woman,
the background.
the woman who played her in this pilot
Wasn't
is
her?
not the woman in the rest of the show.
She wasn't like I was trying to think, did I even see her face?
She
This
was.
episode?
I think she was in the booth on the mic when we actually saw Phil, or is his name Bill?
His
name
name's
is just
Bill.
Bill.
Yeah, his name's Bill.
Whenever he was actually in the scene and not back up there, she was back there on the mic.
That's the one thing that's interesting about, like, I feel like pilot shows is because obviously they film a pilot and then there's like a lot longer period in between waiting to get picked up. So we talked in between
testing.
where it was like, all right, we know that we talked prior to the episode that it was like Joe Rogan is in this show. And then we were like, oh, there's 97 episodes of this show. Joe Rogan's in 96.
Because some
So
guy
like, yeah, after the
named
pilot,
Rick-
they're like, we really need someone. You know who I heard? This damn Joe Rogan guy. Let me tell you.
Joseph.
But again, it's just it's crazy because you have characters like that where it's like, all right, she's gonna be the main person, and you watch these first episodes and nowhere
Yeah.
to be seen.
Yeah, tested poorly.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yikes.
I guess. Or maybe she in the meantime got a show that she thought was going to be bigger.
That could be
Who's
it too.
to say?
Who's to say?
She was wrong. I don't know. I'm sure she's great.
But
What else? Stephen Root is just amazing. And then what I remember from this show is that my favorite parts of this show are things that he does and says. He's just like an eclectic, extremely wealthy person who you just never know what the hell he's going to do or say.
Well, he said something even in this episode that when I think about his character is what he does. When like Dave was like, what did he say? He's like, do you have
he's
like,
like, this
was this
was a
your plan?
test.
Was your plan all along? You were just testing me? And he was like, maybe I was. Maybe I'm just making up it as I go. And I'm like, I feel like when I see his character, when he talks to Dave, it's like you sound like you're either making it up or you're just having a great time just messing with him.
Yep.
Like that's what like the owner does in this show. And so I'm like, yeah, you just kind of even said what you did. They do a good job too of for us as the viewer having the kind of the classic first episode, but you do it well and it works really well and it doesn't feel super forced, which this felt pretty natural to me as having it's Dave's first day, but instead of just having him like meet people, he has to like meet people through this like series of
events.
lying to them for a little bit, and then they find out about the secret that he's supposed to be firing Ed, and then they're like working with him sort of, but then they're like just watching him, but you get to meet everybody as Dave meets everybody, and then you get a little bit more of their personality comes out as they like watch Dave squirm as well.
yeah, I think you hit it right on the head there. I think watching this episode, that's why I feel like, again, for me, it felt like a decent pilot.
Yeah.
And because of exactly like you just said, it wasn't forced character building. Like you were able to kind of meet for the majority of the characters that are going to be in the show, get a little bit of their personality, and then walk on. So like we talked about how my last episode was, or the last show I did was Spin City, and I feel like they did the same thing with that one too, of just like, and I kind of like that for a pilot of it's like if you're introducing a character, which I feel like is very common in pilot,
Yeah,
like
that's pretty common. Someone's
we're
new.
bringing in the main person and they're new to the whatever. But this episode did a really nice job, like you just said, is meeting people, getting a little bit of that character arc, but then pushing along and not diving either too much into it because obviously they have a series to make, as well as not just like putting random, oh, by the way, I have 5 kids and I'm grumpy. You better watch out, things like that. So, not that having 5 kids make you grumpy, but, like I've seen shows where they literally say like one thing and it's like the definition of like
The
their
one
character.
line, yeah.
And it's like, oh, that seemed forced and weird. And I didn't get any of that in this particular episode, which they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you get good personality with like Beth being like, "Oh, Dave, now that I know you're the news director, do you want me to go fire Ed for you?" And like walking towards the door already.
Yep.
Phil Hartman's Bill like just kind of being on the edge and doing that stuff. And also when Dave was watching him talk to Ed, and he was basically like threatening Ed, he's like, let me do this, or else. Well, we can also talk about Dave stood up to Bill, which was counter to everything we've seen of Dave up until that.
Yeah, that's kind of the culmination of
switch.
this episode is when Dave really becomes the boss and then takes control of the office. And you're like, hell yeah, Dave.
I will say,
From
I think
Wisconsin.
the only one in my mind that was like kind of all over the place that you talked about it, but Jimmy James, or like the Stephen Root character, where this was one where it's like you knew he was the owner because that's the first guy he met because he was late and he wanted to be on time, but ended up being the wrong building. Classic Wisconsinite from New York. By the way, WNYX, Wisconsin to New York, and then X. That's probably not it, but think about it.
What's the
But
X?
he was one who's like, well, I think X is normally in radio calls.
It's just there because it has to be.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, fine.
But he was like, all right, now I got it. You go fire him. I'm going to go buy a sporting goods store. And all of a sudden you see him later like, all right, no, I'm going to go buy a hockey team. Like really building on, okay, this guy's the owner, but he's also filthy rich.
Yeah, right.
I think it leads up to it. It could be really funny throughout the series of just like, he's just an idiot that spends money on whatever and could build into a lot. But that was the only character I'm like, all right, he's clearly like he owns the radio station, but is like a boss. It's like, no, you do all the hard stuff. I'm going to go buy.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
He's hands off. He's hands off.
Yeah.
He's hands off.
Yeah,
He's-
good
yeah,
for
sure.
him, you know.
Yeah.
But
Don't micromanage.
style.
He seems like he's hands off, but he also was like, "I'll see you tomorrow." So it's like, wait, you are here every day, but you don't really just hang out.
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
I love
that
it.
was one of my favorite bits of the whole episode when he was like holding a tennis racket and he goes, "You can buy this thing costs $250. Doesn't come with any strings." And he puts it on his head, like over his
through
head
his
a couple
head,
times.
yeah.
He's like, "See, no strings."
We haven't really talked much about Maura Tierney, who plays Lisa, and seems like she's the person in the office who just does everything. She's running around, and she says she works 12-hour days, and she's trying to help Dave a little bit when she thinks he's a newscaster person.
Sportsman.
And she clearly like knows what she's doing. She knows her way around the place. She's been there a while. And then she's like, I don't even remember how exactly she says it, but that she's going to be the new news director. And he's like, wait, what? Did Jimmy tell you that?
She
She's like,
kinda-
no.
She kind of reminds me of somebody that if you worked somewhere with her though a little bit, she'd be like, "How long have you worked here for?" And you'd be like, 2 years, and she'd be like, "I've worked here for 2.5. I'm your senior. I'm in charge of you." She kind of seems like
Okay.
We'll see.
like she's.
You're like picturing specific people who've wronged you.
I have somebody in my
you have
mind.
someone in
Yeah,
mind.
what are we? Whose face are we shoving this in?
Yeah. Who are we versus?
Mira Tierney's.
She's
Tierney
listening right
did
now and be like,
this.
that Josh guy gets me. He
I
gets
do
my
think a
character."
lot of offices have a Lisa for sure, or people who think they're the Lisa is really what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she's set up. I have a feeling, and it kind of goes into my predictions, not trying to segue, but I feel like it's a very will they, won't they, even though he is technically like her boss, but I think it's kind of like setting up that fun sexual tension.
You gotta have some ST.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Especially
what are we
in the
doing?
90s.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
I think it might have been a
90s
requirement.
were full of sexual tension.
Unfortunately, power
I was a
dynamics were more of a
teenager, so-
comedy scenario in the 90s more than a thing that we should probably not
Avoid
do.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there was a
hijinks.
weird scene that would not play now. Hopefully, of she walks in to thank him because, she finds out by just Andy Dick, whose character name I'm forgetting, Matthew, I think.
Yep.
He just blurts out that Dave's the new guy, and she just has this face of like, wait, just shock. And he's like, wait, did you think you were gonna be the new news director? And so then Dave makes up a story for her that she had turned it down, and so she comes back later to thank him for that, and he has this awkward thing where little interaction where he's trying to get a eyelash or something, like out of her eyebrow. It was very awkward and weird.
And then
but
they
like,
do it.
but like, yeah, day one you're touching.
It was This pilot just became
then they had sex.
hardcore porn.
Ooh.
It was weird. Yeah, full penetration.
Interesting choice for NBC in '95.
No, but I just like first day bosses touching lady employees' eyebrows. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Freaking nice.
It was uncomfortable. Dave Foley, you dog.
Should we go to predictions now?
I guess we should.
Jeff, would you like to
Yeah. So
start us off?
all right, I got like you said, I have to do 4. So
Yep.
Sorry. So the 4 predictions I have. So I kind of mentioned the Lisa and Dave. Will they? Won't they? I'm just gonna do the classic final ep. Like, oh, they will.
Okay.
And so finally pays off. I have 2 that kind of contradict, but we'll figure it out. So maybe I can get at least one. But final episode, Dave gets fired the way that he has to fire his, like, who he's replacing in this show.
But he asked Mr. James not to do it like that.
Well, he's gonna get fired hard. I also have Matthew, so Andy Dick's character. I think he could be the surprise new boss. Like either so
funny.
Dave Foley's character steps
That's like
away.
that's like an Andy Bernard boss scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe just name Andy. But yeah, Andy Dick, all of a sudden everyone's like, what? And even he's like, oh gosh. I don't know. I can't. That's my best Andy Dick. And then the last one, after all of that, my guess is Jimmy James, just sells WNYX and doesn't tell anyone. And all of a sudden they're like, all right, this is our last day, and we didn't even know it. And it's sentimental. And this has been a great 97 episodes, everyone.
That's what they say for some reason.
Yeah, they're like, wow, that's very specific.
I've been here every day for years. What are you talking about? 97.
But we only did 97 newscasts.
Okay.
That's why we're going.
I
out of
have
business.
a couple of very similar ones to that.
No, then you got to cancel them.
Oh
Well,
no.
Yep, I said it first.
That's
What was your first?
That's not a rule.
Will they? Won't they?
Whose podcast is there?
That's true. Oh yeah, good point.
Oh, am I going?
Sure.
Okay, so because my first one is Dave is actually married to Lisa,
Oh,
and I feel like we usually say
but
like
a different Lisa.
there-
Oh, shit.
well, I didn't say what Dave or what Lisa. That'd be wild if Lisa was married to some other Dave.
Here's the deal. You can have 100 points if a different guy named Dave and a different lady named Lisa are married in
Are
this
married
episode.
together,
That'd be actually really funny.
and it just had nothing to
had
do
nothing
with
to do
the
with-
episode.
Yeah, Joe's not here to stop me. So
So I think they're married.
Okay.
Number
for
2,
100 points.
we know because did we even mention this on the first segment, or did we were just talking about this that Phil Hartman has died
Oh,
and John Lovitz is,
I said that in the yep.
Okay, I thought so. So I think we're gonna see like a Bill McNeil like memorial of some kind. Number 3, I think Joe Rogan, who we finally get to see, gets in a fight. Very aggressive.
His name is Joe in this show, just in case you guys
Of course
were
it
wondering.
is.
oh, nice.
And then number 4,
Just like
I
Phil's character
said
is Bill.
WNYX is closing. I also think that's how they go out. Closing the lights.
Closing.
Wisconsin to New
They're
York
going to
radio.
close the light bulbs. That's
Okay.
how you do it.
Sounds good. I got 4. Number 1, I think Lisa gets to be the new news director.
Oh shit.
Oh, she's finally earned it. And then it gets sold.
And well, you said closed. Closed and sold are
Well,
different.
Jeffy said sold.
Well, I'm
they
also
are.
saying it gets sold.
Oh.
But I want to make sure we all know that Jimmy said it's closed.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
only he get or only we get the point. You're going to get 100 points for a
That's a good
different Dave and a
distinction.
different Lisa anyway. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my first one, yeah, Lisa is gets to be the new news director, and my second one is the station is being sold. My third one is we have a clip show.
Yeah, that ran through my mind.
I don't
I'm
think
sure
I've
there
Or
ever-
a
will.
finale?
I don't know if I've ever guessed.
Oh, man.
1999 finale though.
We've seen a lot
We've seen them.
of sitcoms with clips.
for the final
lot.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That blows my mind.
Yeah, it shouldn't
That
happen,
sounds
should it?
like the dumbest thing to ever
Sometimes
do.
it's like
to end the show.
a half of the episode, or sometimes it's two-parters. Do we know if this is a?
I think it's just one part.
Okay.
I feel like it's super hard to do a clip show in general, and I think I've only seen 2.
Don't they usually do it for like the 100th episode? That's what like sitcoms used to
I mean,
do.
maybe-
What is the Yeah, you've earned it. You've made it.
I mean, the only 2 that I can think of is and they're both NBC, but I'm pretty sure Parks and Rec have done a clip show, and I know The Office has done one.
30 Rock did one, I think.
Did they?
Too. I think so.
The Office, the one they did in The Office, I thought was like because I think it was when Dunder Mifflin was being sold, so they were like, oh, this is why it's a good company. So like they framed it up of why they're doing a
Sure.
clip show perfectly. So, but to do one on the finale is
It was definitely
insane.
way more prominent in the 80s and 90s of like this is how we're gonna make it through a whole
That is
episode
so
of this.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be.
Instead of-
So they're like, we're canceled.
don't
Writers
have to
like,
hire
"Fuck it,
writers
we're
then."
done." yeah,
Yeah,
just
I need to be perfectly clear. You should never do a clip show. But I think there is one. And then my 4th one is someone gets bonked in the head
Okay.
or on the head.
I hope it's Joe Rogan or I hope it's a fist of Joe Rogan into someone's head.
Perfect.
that's Dooley points.
That's a bonk.
Sure.
Yeah. Would you consider a punch a bonk?
No, actually,
I kind of feel. I assume if it's an object hits their head,
I feel like it
Yeah.
needs to be an object.
it's got to be an object.
Got it.
I mean,
Okay.
fist. You can.
Yeah, I feel like a fist is like a bam.
I'll
Like,
clear-
I had to think of
bam,
like Batman,
like a
like
clunk.
word.
Yeah,
Bubbles.
onomatopoeia.
Yeah.
Plunk.
Fun.
I will clarify that I'm going to go. A bonk is an item,
Okay.
an
don't-
object being
That's good fair.
hitting them in the head.
That's
You
fair.
don't get to just say
No one gets.
onomatopoeia.
You get punched. You're not getting bonked.
I feel like if you get punched, you get canceled. Oh my god, that's why they ended at 97. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, this last episode
Violence on NBC.
is called New Hampshire, and it aired on May 4th, 1999.
I think Dave is marrying Lisa and moving off to New Hampshire. Calling it.
You already did your predictions.
Yeah, that doesn't
all
count.
right, let's go.
That doesn't count.
All right, we're gonna watch this last episode, and we'll be back after that. And we're back. We're done with the finale of News Radio. It was called New Hampshire. Do you have a write-up, Jimmy?
Here's what Wikipedia says. Jimmy sells the station and retires to New Hampshire and tries to take the WNYX staff with him. And it seems like he succeeds in a lot of them.
All of them, but 2 people.
Well, and I was just noting that we didn't see Catherine Duke, who they kept the character name. They replaced the actress, but it's the character's name is the same.
So they replaced Rick with Joe, but they just replaced Catherine with a new person, but kept the name.
Yep. I mean, she didn't have any lines in that pilot, so
I mean, I swear I did not see that actor's face like in the pilot. Like I never saw her face, so I just thought it was
you didn't.
the normal Catherine.
Oh, I see.
Because like she was like
She was in the
there was
background.
a person there, but like never really saw her.
I was gonna say, looking at the picture that's on the screen right now, which all the listeners you can look at as well.
Just
Two
the
of those people
Amazon
didn't even
thumbnail.
show up at all in either, right? Oh, never mind. That's Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's
Under the
Joe.
names
Yeah, Joe Rogan was in this one, but then the lady on the
on the far right.
bottom right.
He
that's
is not
the,
as good of an
normal Catherine
actor
Duke.
as I remember.
You remember him being a good actor?
Well, I remember him being funny.
Oh, on the Man Show.
Was he on the Man Show?
No.
He was the like guy
Yeah,
on
he
the side.
replaced. I thought he replaced
did?
Kimmel.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was for one terrible
Yeah.
season.
So I only
was
remember him
not watching
from
it,
News
but-
Radio and Fear Factor,
Oh, yeah. Fear Factor, obviously.
which now that means we've done the whole. Besides, I guess the Man Show, we've done the Joe Rogan TV Gambit.
Catalog, yeah.
Yeah.
His whole catalog.
it would be interesting to watch the Man Show in
You guys love Joe
2022.
Rogan. That's the one thing I got out of what you
Don't
said.
go there, buddy. He did as far
roguester.
as we just finalized all of our Joe Rogan talk right off the bat.
Yeah.
He did. He went full conspiracy theory.
He did. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. He let us all know who he is in the finale, the series finale of News Radio.
I think that's his character though in this show. He's very conspiracy theory guy in this show. He's a weirdo.
And he took it
tin hat
personally.
guy.
He took it personally. We saw John Lovitz, and he did not have a line in this show until about halfway through. He was around at the table at the beginning. They're all standing around the table, and Dave is saying, like, Jimmy's gonna walk back through that door any minute, because apparently he had like retired and moved to New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. And they're like, nah, you've been waiting for him to do that for weeks. And they were all sitting around, and John Lovitz was sitting there waiting for him to say something snarky, and he didn't for a really long time.
He didn't want to give you the satisfaction.
I get, yeah, that makes sense actually.
But he too was another one that we talked about with the first episode. It was John Lovitz being John. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like, because I mean, he brought his
100%
character like in to the episode, and again, I know he probably had a really tough job backfilling Phil Hartman.
Near impossible, in my opinion.
But
Even for John Lovitz.
But you could tell that they like purposely were trying to get someone that
was from SNL.
And was a totally different vibe of a character. I'm sure if they were trying to like replace Phil Hartman with someone that's similar, it would probably not go over very well.
Yeah.
So to bring in John Lovitz, which is like a completely different type of comedy, probably was good. And it sounds like he delivered some pretty good lines, at least with comedic timing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did pretty well.
I mean, who else would have done a better... I mean, John Lovitz did a good job. I'm trying to think of other comedians around this time who would have done good. Like
Mike Myers.
Norm Macdonald?
Carrot Top.
Carrot Top.
Oh.
Boom.
Norm Macdonald
Two
would have
Carrot Top
stolen the
references.
show. He would have been too
Would he
good.
have?
He would have been too good. He's too awkward and too tall to not steal every scene.
I feel like
you can't not look at him.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be one that would stick to a script very well for this type of show.
I heard somewhere that I think it's Billy Madison that Norm Macdonald's like one of his friend Billy Madison's friends in that movie. It's like him and that other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember. But there's a scene where Norm Macdonald's supposed to be like a drunk guy, and he's like trying to tell Billy Madison
Chris
what
Farley?
to do. It's not Chris Farley.
Okay.
But I guess when they filmed that scene, Norm Macdonald decided that he should just be drunk, so he could like do
I've
the
heard
scene.
that, yeah.
And I guess he was like, he literally
was
like
too drunk.
he got too drunk and like passed out like on like it was his time, and he just passed out like on the set.
They like couldn't shoot the scene or something.
Yeah, and I don't think that would have fit into news radio.
Just a wasted Norm Macdonald.
Being drunk.
He's like, wait, this isn't Billy Madison? That probably hasn't been made yet. I don't know when that was made.
Yeah, so obviously when I'm doing these episodes, I'm thinking back of the other shows that I've seen. And I remember going back again to Spin City, the most recent one I was on. I remember watching the finale, and all three of us were like, that didn't seem like a finale. Like, it was a very weird...
Right.
There was no last
Sort of
hurrah.
ended.
There was no closure. Like, it was very clear it was probably canceled after the fact. Like, so the writers didn't get a chance to have a... And this one, the whole time, it actually felt like, all right, they knew that it was coming to a close. Like, so, did you finish your write? I'm sorry, I don't even know if... But
Yeah.
But yeah, so he comes back, Jimmy James, and spoiler alert, Josh and I got a point because he tells everyone that he sold the radio station, the one in New York, but bought a radio station in New Hampshire. And so he was trying to get the whole crew from New York to New Hampshire. And so I'm like, all right, this is like a perfect, that's why it's called New Hampshire, and it's going to wrap it up, and everyone's going to be either happy because they're all moving on, things like that. And everyone moves but the main guy.
But Dave Nelson, yeah.
And all of a sudden, like literally the last clip is just Dave sitting sadly in his office with Andy Dick hiding under his desk, which is terrifying and
I might have
so
a
many
nightmare.
levels.
I might have a nightmare about that.
but
Andy
so
Dick under the desk.
Yeah, so it's just Andy Dick
Just smiling up.
underneath this desk, which is terrifying.
So back up. Because the whole thing was that Dave Nelson's like, I can't spare anyone from the office, and then he's thinking about it, and he's like, picks up his phone, and is like, give me Matthew, because he's the only one he wants to get rid of, and they spend like the next like scene or two trying to convince Matthew to go, and other staff people are like, you're a reporter here, and like maybe trying to say not go, I don't know. And then Andy Dick is gonna go, and then one by one the rest of the staff kind of fall for this New Hampshire gig, and then then Dave's all sad, but then Matthew's like, yep, I'm staying with you.
So
it was a weird ending.
Yeah, it was a weird. Again, it seemed like a series finale until the very end, and I'm like, it almost seemed like a season finale. Like all of a sudden, next season, he gets convinced to go to New Hampshire. Everyone comes back, and it was a mistake. Or, it was a almost very sad ending for a comedy show. But I don't know.
I was satisfied.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was fine.
I think that kind of humor, makes me think of like Kids in the Hall, where it takes like a dark kind of awkward turn, which makes me wonder if Foley had some producing credits at the end of this. Maybe it wasn't doing so well.
He's probably at least an honorary EP by this point, right?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Gotta be. Joe Rogan probably was.
It makes me wonder if it's one of those shows that loses like a main character either. Because I thought, didn't he die wasn't he on like 8 Simple Rules?
Phil Hartman.
I thought it was like it was like started like 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. And I think they just dropped it to like 8 Simple. Because I thought that was the show that he was on when he died. And I don't think he would have done 2 shows.
Yeah,
but,
no, he died during the show.
So that's crazy.
Because the show went to 99 and he died in 98.
Oh, I'm thinking of someone else. Totally.
Okay.
Totally. Never mind. Someone's going to be listening to the show and be like, what a fucking idiot. But it seems like a show that
every day.
Tried to go on one more season just to be like, we can overcome a loss of like a main character, and obviously that just probably didn't get the ratings. Because
I mean, like if Andy Dick would have died, they probably would have been okay.
Are you thinking about John Ritter?
I am.
Excellent.
But yeah, he
Both
was
sad.
Huh?
Both sad.
Ah, true.
Yeah,
Very
don't
true.
you laugh at one of those?
He was. I think Phil Hartman was too big of a part of the show, and just like I don't know, it just like shook the core of the show.
It was a big deal when he died. I mean, it was like
it's not like
it was a murder suicide, right?
Yeah, it's not like it was like he died from natural causes or like something sad. Like it was.
I think
horribly tragic.
We're pretty like addicted to coke, and there were some guns in the house, and something went sideways.
But
like
again, it's what's crazy is you would not have gotten that from like the way this shit like sets up. Dave Foley's like the main character.
Yeah.
And so it's crazy to think like, I go look at The Office, like somehow they decided to go on when Steve Carell stepped down. But Steve Carell was
Huge
the
mistake.
guy. And this one, again, not saying
True.
Bill Hartman wasn't the main guy, but it's interesting that you'd lose somewhat of a side character from the 2 episodes that I've watched. But
that's how we do it, Jeff. we base.
Don't you dare watch another episode once you leave here.
We base our entire opinion.
Yeah.
Joe's been doing that the whole time. Joe's like never watched a full show of any of these things.
Yeah, unless it's something he's seen already. I don't think he's made it through. Did he watch, what was the spooky month one? Over the Garden Wall? He might have watched that.
Yeah, actually, I think I'm the only one that hasn't watched all of
You
it.
son of a bitch. So good. Have you
got
seen
me on
this?
spooky meth.
What?
Is that what you said was spooky meth?
Month.
Oh.
Month. The month.
I was like, what the hell? Hey, have you seen this show about spooky meth?
Elijah
we're
Wood
talking
would
Other
be,
than the fun meth.
No,
Elijah Wood would be in that show.
No, we're talking about how we do meth every October.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know,
Yeah,
during
spooky season.
Yeah.
spooky.
Ooh, it's spooky out here. Why don't we all
spooky.
try
Spooky.
meth
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then watch some scary shows?
It's
That
blue
would be
because
spooky.
it's spooky.
That would be spooky.
There's bugs in my skin.
You do it once at the beginning of the month. You wake up in November.
Yeah. So there you go. And now it's November.
And now I still
What
want meth.
what are we doing? What were we talking about?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's one of those. I mean, I kind of reminded me of like almost a classic sitcom where it's like the family selling the house and everyone has
Sure.
to move out, and then like one of the kids stays with their fiance to like start a family. They're like, no, I'll buy the house.
We're
from
hoping
you.
for a spin-off.
But like almost in like reverse, or just like the house is sold, but Dave can still live there, and he's trying to convince everyone not to move out, you know? And then they're like, well, I'd probably move to Vermont, to New Hampshire based on that. I'd still get my apartment in like New York. I'd get paid what I get paid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the thing is
Like,
so
how
there-
would you not be able to take? You'd be a king.
You'd
dude.
have
well,
to
and that's what I
take it.
talked about after the first one, the joking of the boss, that Jimmy guy being like,
Too rich.
yeah, throwing around
Yeah.
money. That was how he got everyone in New Hampshire. He's like, they're like, I don't want to lose my New York apartment. He goes, oh, I'll pay for it.
Yeah,
and then he's like, oh, I'll buy everyone a pig.
He's paying them the same salary that they're currently making at the station.
Yeah.
And he's paying for their apartment. Like, yeah, you're just leaving money on the table then.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
they're in New York. You'd assume they're in Manhattan.
Free pig?
Right?
Yeah, they look
Sure.
Manhattan.
They're making Manhattan salaries anywhere in New Hampshire, I think, is pretty good. No offense, New
Your
Hampshire.
money goes a lot farther in New Hampshire.
So I'm told.
Your pigs really get you, really last.
And you can visit whenever you want because you still have your apartment
Yeah.
There you go.
for free.
Yeah, and it's only 3 hours. They said that multiple times. It's a 3-hour drive.
Did they?
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think if that, I did find that funny. I'm like, one, don't overthink it because it's a TV show. But I'm like, it's a lot of split decision of like, all right, I'm just going to move to New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, what a
people
life
have
to
no
be like,
lives
yeah,
outside
I was
of
going to say,
this.
what a life to be like, all right, I've lived in New York 5 years. I definitely don't have any other family or friends. I'm just going to go and move to New Hampshire.
Yeah, I mean, the assumption is essentially if you're hanging out with them at work, you will only have those friends.
I mean, that's what it sounds like. Is
That's what
their
it
only
feels like.
friends are
I
their
mean,
coworkers.
I'm going to be honest. I don't hang out with anybody from work, and I really would love to keep it that way.
Yeah, I think that's normal. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I
did when I was like 24.
I was gonna say my summer
Sure,
jobs in high school.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
That's where you met all your friends, and then it's like
Oh man.
now I'm like almost 40, and I'm like, no, I work,
Okay.
and you stay there. You stay at work.
I had a college job at a restaurant that when the restaurant closed, we all hung out at the bar afterwards. Not at the restaurant.
I mean, if I
At
worked
a
at Chuck E. Cheese,
nearby.
I'd play the games. I bet probably.
You son of a bitch. The only person who actually had like a life outside of this office, it seemed, was Maura Tierney, who apparently is married
Oh, Lisa.
to Lisa, who not the person.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sure she has a
actor
great
had
life.
outside of this office. For
I'm sure
sure.
she has a great life. She's married to Patrick Warburton, who was apparently an earlier, who was. I tried to read the description. It's like he had something where he was trying to battle Jimmy James for the station in a court case, and somehow his character Johnny ended up in jail, but not before Lisa married him, or maybe they were already married. I don't know.
Yeah, that was good. That was a bomb. That blew up everyone's predictions there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the will they won't they did not happen.
No.
Well, it sounded like it happened, maybe on and off again, but at current it's
Yeah,
not.
did she say we broke up? And
Yeah.
they mentioned. Yeah,
Yeah, so at current
Classic.
it is off.
friggin' classic.
Yeah. Got to keep that.
If this
Gotta
this
keep that
podcast
ST.
was first and in the middle somewhere,
We were on
I
a
probably would have
break.
been right.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
We
the,
were
that's
on
the
a
next
break.
season is
I
first
actually-
and somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, we should just start over from the top and
Just watch the 2 middle episodes.
Yeah, watch Frasier middle 2 episodes. Actually, that would be what would season that would be? That'd be like 5. Never mind.
Almost every single episode of Frasier is awesome.
Seasons 4 and 5 got kind of weird where he was like, you didn't really like him. He was just trying to like date chicks, and it would go terribly.
That sounds like the whole series.
Nah, but the first couple, like he was a douche, but it was like there was like an endearing quality to it, and then he kind of was just a douche for a little while.
Who married his British employee? His brother?
His brother. Then we got more of that in the later seasons. That's when it really picks up again.
Yeah.
What were we talking
that's
about?
Frasier. Yeah, this is Newsroom.
I had a
News
thought.
radio.
Did you guys think this? I had a thought when Lisa had like a big monologue thing, a big scene. I was like, she's just like smart Rachel.
Mm.
She reminded me of that actress whose name is not even coming to my
Jennifer Aniston.
face. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, she's like a 90s babe like Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
I guess I'll give
Maybe
you that,
that's all it
but
was. But something in her delivery in the scene of like how she was deciding to go to New Hampshire, but was also rattling off why she wanted to go is because there's actually a lot of like political things happening. I was like, she's smart Rachel right now.
So that means that she's not Rachel then. So the whole thing with Rachel wasn't she supposed to be a ditz? Anyways.
Exactly.
No, yeah, her whole. When I watched her, I was like, she could definitely be an actress with like an emergency room type vibe.
Like a George Clooney
Yeah,
co-star.
Like George Clooney vibe. Yeah. No, I think overall, it was crazy. I will say that monologue, you can tell if I would have watched this live, like the actual finale, I'd been like, she will probably go and do other shows. And that would have been the only one. That would have been the only one I would have thought of out of everyone in that, at least in the 2 episodes. And I've seen
this guy will probably have some conspiracy theories in real life.
I mean, Andy Dick obviously went and had a leading role in Old School, and
yeah.
So
that's a good point. I mean, Stephen Root he's done a million amazing roles, and a lot of them very different, which is fun. But he's a national treasure. Is he alive still? I imagine he's alive. He was on the West Wing. He has a great role. It's not funny, which is uncommon.
No, he's got range. Because even in this show, you can tell he can
Office Space.
Yeah. Was that him in Office Space?
Yeah, it's completely different.
That's pretty good.
I feel like I might have. Man, I think my earliest memory of him is him in Office Space, and then going, "Oh wait, that's the guy from." Then
News
kind of
Radio.
then remembering it's the News Radio guy because they're so different.
Your memory of News Radio is just astounding to me. Man, your 10th birthday must have been fantastic.
Oh my gosh, I was like,
after I turned 10, I'm gonna remember the best of TV's shows, and damn it, News Radio is one of them.
Well, I know because I was like, Mom, I'm going to be 10. I can watch the pilot of News Radio now.
I can freaking stay up till 10 o'clock.
You VCR taped it, right?
Oh,
yeah, that'd have been
Milton
Because the internet and
Milton.
TiVo didn't exist.
and Dodgeball. Shoot.
Oh yeah, I feel like that's the one that jumps to my mind. I don't know why, because he isn't so much, but his Dodgeball character is what jumps when I think of Stephen Root, which I'm sure he's thrilled about. It's like I've done all these other things.
Of all the characters, he's in Succession. We were talking
It was
about
like,
that.
I played Macbeth.
Yeah.
Well, should we talk about the predictions we got terribly wrong?
I got some
I was
right.
gonna say,
Wait a second. You got terribly wrong.
What did you do, Jeff?
Strange enough, I got one for sure. So obviously, Josh, you and I both had that Jimmy sells WNYX,
Yep.
and that is said, I mean, within the first 5 minutes. So we crushed that. The other ones, I said Lisa and Dave, will they, won't they? They clearly did at one point, but it is a won't when I said that it was going to be a will.
I knew they did, but I didn't know if they were still at the end.
Yeah.
So it was.
Oh.
There's
See, I didn't know that.
I
so
didn't think about it when I was writing my predictions down, or else I probably would have.
had it.
Still not scored a point for that.
The one that I got 100% wrong, so Dave gets fired the same way, so obviously he's still in charge of that radio station. But one that I had, so it was Andy Dick's character was a surprise move to be the new boss. Now, obviously, he's not the new boss, but he was the only one that stayed back, which maybe would jump him up in ranks in what his position is. So I'm going to give that a half a point because I'm not on the leaderboard. So I'm the guest, and you guys can suck it.
So I'm gonna do my my points right now, and with you scoring 1.5 points, an arbitrary 0.5 for sure, but let's just give you the 1.5. I think you currently have more points than I do in this season.
Yeah,
And we're on episode 7, I think.
Oh, man.
I am not trying to win, I'll tell you that. But
He's giving up.
mine were I said Lisa gets to be the director now. She's not.
She might be New Hampshire. We never know.
We
But
didn't
0 points.
we didn't get there. But man, it would have been great if she was like, I'm going to be the news director over there.
Just at the last second, she says that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I got 1 point for
Someone
the
has to
station.
be.
Yeah. I got 1 point for the station being sold. I said there was going to be a clip show.
0
That
clips.
did
I'm
not
really
happen.
glad that there wasn't.
Yeah, I'm glad I was wrong. And then unfortunately, I was not glad that nobody got bonked in the head.
0 bonks.
0 bonks, but 1 point.
That is interesting. There, for all the like kind of physical humor that went on, like in the pilot and stuff, there wasn't nearly as much of that.
Yeah, I just assumed like Joe Rogan in show, someone get bonk. You know,
That's
Yeah.
true.
that's kind of what
That's
I thought.
what I thought.
I feel like Andy Dick would be the one that gets bonked, though.
Bonked
Oh,
by Joe
so
Rogan. though.
often.
Yeah, but if you were
So
if we were talking
frequent.
bonk, it had to be an object. Like
Joe Rogan's carrying a ladder around, bonks Andy Dick in the head.
I feel like Andy Dick would be the one that was like,
He's the
oh, there's a
bonker.
banana peel. Whoa!
Oh yeah, that's true.
I'm Andy Dick.
I thought you were gonna say
trying.
Joe Rogan
Whoa, hey guys,
bonked
Andy
someone
Dick's
with
here.
Andy Dick.
Yeah, could you tell?
Did you tell?
All right, I had number 1. I thought Dave and Lisa were gonna get married. Nope. I thought we'd see some sort of Bill McNeil memorial. I'm sure they did something special at the beginning of this season
Nah, they didn't do shit.
without him.
They hated him.
I mean, there's probably in like the end credits, like in memory of or whatever, like you do.
Mm.
I thought Joe Rogan was gonna get into a fight, and I thought WNYX is closing, but it seems it's going to live on with Matthew and Dave, and no one else.
I would watch that spinoff.
That'd be so weird. Actually, you know what? Out of all of the shows and the culture of reboots, I would go for a news radio reboot.
Who would be in it though? Like who would
Dave
be in
Foley.
it worthwhile?
Obviously, Dave.
Stephen Root.
Yeah.
You could probably not Joe Rogan.
Probably not Andy Dick.
Yeah.
I don't know what's he doing.
Probably whatever he wants, but
Yeah.
not in this show.
Yeah. Down on TV.
I don't think he's doing as well as probably anyone in this show.
Doing better than me.
Well, okay.
All right, 0 though.
Yeah,
All right.
that's a goose.
Good job. All right. Well, hey Jeff, thanks for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again. It's been great. And again, I was excited because, yeah, this was the first time coming here where I've seen 0 of the episodes and actually was pleasantly surprised. It was pretty good.
Hey, we happened to fit in a 90s sitcom for you, so glad there was some
I was
left
going to say,
over.
I feel like there can't be many left from the 90s. I've done 3.
Oh.
There is some more
we
left
have
for
more.
sure. But yeah, I was looking for a show and I was like this one, and then I was like Jeff's coming. I was like, perfect. This is right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, Jeff loves a good 90s sitcom.
That's right.
Give me a laugh track any day.
Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, he'll edit
I was
that
going
in
to say,
later.
can you add that sound effect?
It just did. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, if you want to send us show suggestions or just get a hold of us for whatever reason, you can at F&L Podcast on the Gmail or on the Twitter. We got an Instagram. If Twitter's still alive, I guess, by the time you read this.
We'll see about that.
But we got an Instagram and a Facebook and all that jazz, too. It's all F&L Podcast. But that'll do it for this week. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
hit the like button, subscribe, write a 5-star review. Sweet.